In the last 300 years, humans have gone through 3 industrial revolutions, but none of them even came close to what's coming right now. For the first time in history, we are automating thinking itself. Every previous revolution created more jobs than it destroyed. Nobody knows that for sure on this one. AI is making everything so productive that the whole system built on debt is heading towards a complete reset. So today, I'll explain exactly how that reset will happen, and more importantly, what role XRP and digital assets are going to play in it. Before we can understand how this reset will happen, we need to understand what is actually causing it. How does money actually work? Well, most people think money is created by governments, printing it. But that's not exactly how it works. In our current system, money is created when somebody takes out a loan. Personal loan, a mortgage, an auto loan, you name it. That money that you borrowed from the bank for that asset to purchase it or liability wasn't there. It did not exist before that loan. It was borrowed into existence. That means that the entire global economy runs on debt, and that is a big problem. When I say a big problem, how big really is the problem? Well, global debt hit $311 trillion in 2024. That's 235% of global GDP in that year. To put that into perspective, the entire world produces roughly $105 trillion in goods and services each year. And global debt is almost 3 times that amount. US debt alone sits at $39 trillion and is growing by $1.8 trillion every single year. The OECD sovereign bond debt just hit a record $61 trillion in 2025, up from $55 trillion the year before. And over 3.4 billion people are living in countries where the government spends more on debt just to service the interest than education and healthcare combined. And the whole crux of the system is built on the idea that more debt will be issued. Debt has to be repaid with interest, and to repay the interest, they need growth. They need GDP growth. If the economy slows down or stops growing, governments cannot service their debt, and banks and currencies collapse all over the world. We saw a preview of this in 2008 when the housing market collapsed. The entire global financial system nearly went under. The response was not what I would have thought they would have done, like, reduce fiscal responsibility. It was borrow more. They issued QE. They lowered interest rates to 0. And the US Federal Reserve was a part of all of that. They injected trillions of dollars into the system. And that worked for a little while. It kicked the can. We're here in 2026 after 2008. So it's worked for a while, but we're at the point of no return. You can't just continue to issue debt to solve a debt problem. But this is how the system was designed. It wasn't always this way, though. Before 1971, the US dollar was actually backed by gold. And under the Bretton Woods Agreement that was established in 1944, every single dollar in circulation had to be backed by a fixed amount of gold that was held in Fort Knox. And you could walk into the bank and exchange your dollars for gold at a fixed rate. That kept money creation constrained. And that's why the Fed's interest rate that they try to target is 2%, because that's about the amount of gold that